Next young man, we needed to get offensive linemen in this class. We were short last year. We graduated a couple. We lost one in recruiting during this time last year to an FBS school, so it was very important with the addition of Kirsch to solidify the future on the offensive line. Cade Camp, 6'4", 275 pounds, from Allen, Texas, Allen High School. The Texas 5A state champion, Allen High School, which gave us Dathan Johnson, a 5-year defensive back, played here at the university, and also Nathan Dick, all-time record-setting quarterback, came from Allen High School. He was a 2-time all-district selection, and I'll get to that in a minute, a 2-time all-area selection, and he was a 3-year letter winner at both Petal High School and at Allen High School. He started his high school career at Petal through his junior year, then his family moved to Texas, and they played for the state championship his junior year and lost at Petal, and then his senior year won the state championship at Allen High School. He held offers from Northern Colorado and tripped there in McNeese State and canceled his visit after he visited the University of Central Arkansas. Young man has played, we counted the other day, 30 high school football games, or 29 high school football games in the last 2 years. So where it says he was a 2-time all-district selection, he was, once in Mississippi and once in Texas. And he's played at the highest level in both. Brandon, you're probably familiar with Petal. Pretty good. Petal High School gave us Frank Newsom, a really fine linebacker that finished a couple of years ago. One thing that you know about this young man, he's a coach's son, and he knows how to win, knows how to work, and very important when you start thinking about the learning curve and what's expected of a championship program. This young man's been in a couple of them. Big kid at 6'4", he's got room to grow, he's going to get stronger, and certainly he's played again, at a high level. Next young man we have listed as an athlete, Darian Daniels. Darian's a 5'9", 175-pound athlete out of St. Louis, Missouri, Riverview Gardens High School. Expanding our footprint a little bit up into the St. Louis area. And Darian gives us some big playability, possibly at a couple of positions. Held offers from UT Martin and Northwest Missouri State. It was recruited by others. Of course, Northwest Missouri State's one of the top Division II programs in the country. As you can see at the bottom of that ledger, he was rated by ESPN as a 3-star athlete. Very explosive player. Counted for almost 3,000 all-purpose yards in his junior and senior year at Riverview Gardens. An all-state selection, 2-time all-conference selection. He's a 4-sport athlete, so when he slows down, he's going to get bigger and stronger. We think he can come in and give us a hybrid type of player at running back, be a third down back out of the backfield, step out into the slot in some of our different packages, which is exactly what Riverview Gardens used him for. In addition to that, he's an outstanding return man. He was the 20th overall rated player in the state of Missouri coming out of high school. In addition to that, that's not noted, I talked about the 4 sports. He's averaging about 20 points a game on their basketball team. So a very explosive, very skilled athlete. And he will work primarily at the running back position to start, but we do think that he's going to be able to give us some plays in the slot as well, and certainly in the return game, as you can see right here. A very explosive athlete. We come back now to another offensive lineman close to home. It's always encouraging and feels really good to be able to recruit local players. Gilberto Garcia, 6'3", 285-pound offensive lineman from Morrilton. I think, Bobby, you're here, Morrilton High School. Has given us some great players over the years. Gilberto held an offer and trip to the University of New Mexico out of the Mountain West. Decided to sign and make his career in his home here at the University of Central Arkansas. Played offensive tackle in high school. We plan to move Gilberto to center. Very explosive, very strong. You can see his accomplishments. 2-time 5A All-State selection. He was also the two-time Lineman of the Year in the 5A West. Made various all-star teams. He will play in the all-star game here at the University of Central Arkansas this summer. So we'll be excited to see him play. Honor roll student, was part of our boys state over the years, and I believe his older brother just graduated with a degree from our School of Business, and so some family ties here to the university. Outstanding foot athlete, very strong. We think he's going to make a great center. And as you can see here, he's got really good feet, and he's only going to get better and better as his career progresses. Next young man is Roman Garden, a 6'3", 175-pound wide receiver out of Fort Worth, Texas, Haltom City High School. Held offers from Abilene Christian University. You know, Abilene Christian and Incarnate Word and Houston Baptist are all entering teams that'll be joining the Southland Conference on a probationary period next year, and then on our schedule in 2014. So those guys become a little bit more of a player in the recruiting over in Texas. He also had interest from Stephen F. Austin. Roman played in a wing T type of offense. Not a lot of people get out to Haltom City. Not a lot of people want to bring back a receiver that maybe didn't, catch 40, 50, 60 balls in a season. This young man is very good. We had him in camp this summer, so we had an opportunity to work with him one-on-one. And as you can see, though, he had 26 receptions for 456 yards and 5 touchdowns and played primarily in a wing T offense. He was also an explosive kick returner and also carried the ball, which in that style of offense you have to do. Woody gives us some length, size, and speed. He's going to get bigger. If you've watched us play over the last several years, you're starting to see size at our wide receiver position. We kind of think Dominique Kroom and Desmond Lewis are kind of the standard, by which we want to recruit in the future. And Roman's going to grow into that type of player. And again, having him in camp was vital in our recruitment of him. And also a two-sport player, plays basketball, and will run track this coming spring. Very good route runner, and catches the ball with his hands very well. You can see right there. We try to stay away from those guys that catch it in the body, right, Justin? We want those guys that are going to go up and get it with their hands. Signed a quarterback in this class. Really excited about this young man, Hayden Hildebrand, 6'4". We've got down there 190 pounds. He might have been 190 before basketball started. He's not quite that yet, but he will be again. From Bossier City, Louisiana, Airline High School. Hayden, by most publications, was one of the top 100 recruits in the state of Louisiana, and listed by some as the top quarterback in the state of Louisiana this year. Held offers from McNeese State, Northwestern State, Southeast Louisiana. In addition, he was offered by Louisiana Monroe and Princeton for basketball. A phenomenal athlete. Again, we had him in camp this year, and very impressive young man. Got an opportunity to start that relationship with that family, and we had to hold on. Some people came at him really hard here in the last week or so, but Hayden gives us the height that we're looking for. We clocked him at sub 4'6" in our camp. He made all the throws, and you can see right here, very productive quarterback at Airline High School. Completed 68% of his passes for nearly 3,000 yards and 25 touchdowns. Coach Kubik, 8 interceptions or 9 interceptions. It was a low number this year, so he makes good decisions. He can run the football, and we think he's got an extremely bright future in our offense. As you can see, he was a all-state selection a couple of times. He was the district MVP on offense. Again, he was 4 times all-district in basketball. He's averaging over 20 points a game. National Honor Society, the type of young man that you want leading your football team. He'll have an opportunity to come in and compete and grow and learn. Of course, Winrick will be a senior this year, and we'll put him in the hopper. and see if he can't make a huge difference in our program moving forward. But we are tremendously excited about the possibilities with Hayden Hildebrand. Going back to the defensive side of the football, the lone defensive end we signed was Thomas Loving out of Springtown, Texas, Springtown High School. 6'5", 255 pounds, tremendous athlete once again, big upside. We did not have this young man in camp, but he did hold an early offer from Texas State University, and then had last couple of weeks hit pretty hard by Sam Houston State and Abilene Christian University. If you don't know where Springtown is, just keep driving west to Fort Worth, and you'll eventually get there. It's somewhere in the Dead Mesquite area over there. But Thomas is a phenomenal athlete with a huge upside. As you can see down here, he's a sprinter. He ran the 200 meters for his high school track team at 255 pounds, and he's a phenomenal basketball player. Our coaches went and watched him play a game, and he left from midcourt and pinned one against the backboard, flushed it a couple of times, and one of them about bent the rim. Very explosive young man. Played at a smaller high school, so he's going to have to learn how to play hard every snap. But with the upside and the potential, certainly you can see Jonathan Woodard here, we introduced earlier, is 6'5", 6'6", kind of the standard. We've had some great defensive ends over the years, and we think this young man has an unlimited potential and a huge upside in our football program. He can run, he's very athletic, and he's only going to get better with improved competition and coaching. And big, long, good-looking rascal there now. Thomas Loving. All right, getting back to the offensive side, another in-state product, Stockton Mallet. Now, I'm not sure about the video here. Stockton, 6'3", 305-pound offensive lineman from Harrison, Arkansas, Yellville Summit High School. Once again, the son of a coach, Calvin Mallet, just retired as the head coach at Yellville Summit. Had Stockton in camp, was very impressive. Certainly a big, strong lad, and showed very well at several camps throughout the region. An all-state selection, all-district selection many times. He will play in the Arkansas All-Star game here on our campus once again. Rivals had him listed as the number 10 overall prospect in the state of Arkansas. And as you can see, he's also a two-sport athlete, all-state in track and field, throwing the shot put and the discus. Once again, an honor roll student. Very strong, very explosive. Benches somewhere close to 400 pounds already coming out of high school and squatting over 600 pounds. So he's going to come in ahead of the curve. As recently as Friday, held serious interest from Stanford University. And throughout the summer and fall, interest from University of Arkansas and Oklahoma State. Very excited about Stockton, along with Gilberto Garcia, two very fine in-state products on the offensive line. The next young man is another offensive lineman from the state of Texas, Brian Manley from Stephenville High School. If you ever go to Stephenville, what's the name of it, Coach? Heart 8 Cafe. I mean, make a trip to the Heart 8 Cafe. It's the finest barbecue I've ever eaten. And when you travel, you get to eat a little bit, huh, Monty? All right. Brian is a 6'4", 303-pound offensive lineman from the Texas 3A state champion, Stephenville High School, a two-time Texas All-State selection, both at the 3A and 4A level. They dropped down from 4A to 3A this year. During the summer, he was named to the Dave Campbell's All-Texas team, which is a prestigious magazine and a prestigious team to be mentioned. And it includes all classifications in the state of Texas. Once again, a very strong student and rated by the recruiting services as well. Once again, comes from a program with expectations of winning championships. The coach at Baylor, Art Briles, started his coaching career at Stephenville, and they've had some outstanding players over the years, particularly quarterbacks. And this year, Brian Manley, who held offers from Incarnate Word and Houston Baptist, and we think he's got a tremendous upside. He's already got the size. He can play probably either guard or tackle, and we'll have to see once we get him on campus what better fits for us with his size and weight. Going back to the defensive side of the football, Jordan Myers from Louisville, Texas, Louisville High School, a 5'10", 180-pound defensive back, a very good tackler, plays in space very well, very athletic, speed, explosive. Held offers from Abilene Christian and serious interest the last couple of weeks from Stephen F. Austin and Sam Houston State. Committed to us early in the process and held on. This young man was transplanted to Louisville from New Orleans, where he grew up. Katrina hit, and he moved to the Louisville, Dallas-Fort Worth area there, and went to high school and finished his career at Louisville. A two-time All-5A selection, All-District selection. He was a team captain, and you'll see that to be a consistent theme throughout many of these young people, leaders on their team. He's also a 3-year letter winner in track. He runs the sprints and the relays. He was the Defensive Player of the Year at Louisville High School. In 2012, he had 102 tackles, 2 interceptions, 3 pass breakups, and 4 forced fumbles. You see right here, I think this was off of an interception. Very athletic young man. In our evaluation of Jordan, he could play safety or corner, and gives us some flexibility once we get him to campus. The thing I like about him is when he tackles, he sticks his nose on you, he closes the distance between the ball carrier, and he wraps up with 2 hands. And you just don't see that a lot. We all try to big bump instead of tackle. So very impressed with this young man's ability to play in space and to make tackles. You also see for Louisville, he played in special teams, which most of our defensive players are going to be required to do, and again can make tackles in space. Comes to balance, wraps up, puts the ball carrier on the ground. Young man has a bright future, whether it be at corner or at safety.